chairs, all these chairs, the carpeting, the table.
You make noise when you sit on
It's
it.
all gonna get done later this month.
There's one of
Or in
them.
August.
Well, I don't have it this
What,
week.
what are we gonna do when we sit in the chair I'm sitting in and make it weird?
There's a new chair. The new chairs, the new table.
Oh, a new table?
New everything.
What kind of table is it?
Rectangular. Some kind of big rectangular table. I didn't have anything to do with it.
But maybe one, instead of our backs to the audience, then we would have the person walk out and
Hey, good concept. Okay, so storing that in.
yeah.
I hope you're not being Can you turn it on?
Oh,
Okay.
You want us to start? Yeah. Do we?
yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Oh, okay.
I would think so. Initially,
Yeah. Hi, everybody. We're on the air. I'm going to please request that you all turn off your cell phones. Don't put them in airplane mode. We're not on an airplane. And it affects our very expensive, brand-new wireless system. So turn them off. And that goes for everybody around the table, boys and girls. Okay, I'm Mike Ziskin. I'm the chairman of our VillageFest board. Welcome, all of you, on this muggy afternoon. I feel like I'm back home in Washington, D.C. Why did we move out here? I thought there was no humidity. That's what the real estate people say. There's no humidity. For the meeting on July 10th, calling it to order. Roll call.
Chair Ziskin,
I'm here.
Vice Chair Watson,
Here.
Board Member Meredith is currently absent. Board Member Manley,
Here.
Board Member Tina Louise,
Present.
Board Member Mentanti will be absent. Board Member Chris Campbell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, so we have two out, two absent. Oh, okay, great, thank you. Our first order of business is public comments. That means anybody who is in our audience who would like to come and talk to us about what we do well and not well. Please introduce yourself, and you have 5 minutes. Now, what is this?
This is,
Why is this on the agenda?
no,
It's public comments.
Oh, public comments.
So
3 minutes, I'm sorry.
All right, so you guys know me from Wabi Sabi Japan Living, and
Yes.
whoops, this came out. Anyhow, so I came to you guys over 2 years ago, and we've been doing great at the street fair. We of course have the bonsais and the kanji calligraphy and on pendants and on art pieces, and doing exceptionally well there. And we continue to enjoy the street fair. We then opened a business. And so what I gave to you was our brochure for our business that we're over off of right across from the Hyatt Hotel near the sandwich spot. So I'm here today to let you know that I turned in my application for the spot on the board. And I just wanted to refresh your memory of who I am and tell you a little bit about myself and remind you guys of who I am and where I've been and such. Again, Daryl Baum, and with Wabi Sabi Japan Living. And I've been in product development actually prior to my business for 20 years. So developing strategies for companies, developing category products for companies, really just beautiful brands. And so product has been my life. So it was a natural transition to open the store. We also have a skincare line in the store as well. So if I were able to come to the board, what I'd be able to bring is, oh no. Make a statement. What I'd be able to bring is my background, of course, in product. My background being at the VillageFest for 2 years, absolutely enjoying it, and my background now being a business owner for almost a year in Palm Springs. So if the opportunity comes up, I would love to serve on the board with you guys. I would love to be able to help with whatever projects you're working on and help to move the VillageFest to. It is a wonderful festival and continue to be a wonderful festival. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very nice. Thanks for the invite.
Are there any other public comments? Oh, well, we welcome our Chair Emeritus, Ron King. It's good to see you. You should answer your phone sometime. Jesus.
Can I sit and use the chair and the mic?
Sit, yeah, you can sit. He wants his old chair back.
No, because I'm nervous.
You only have.
I don't believe it.
And I only have a few minutes.
Well, why don't you take the microphone out of the thing? We're going to have a whole Megillah here. I see what's going on. Okay, go on.
Okay. My name is Ron King. I'm a resident of Palm Springs, and I'm a former board member and chair of VillageFest. And I have a couple of comments. First of all, I want to thank the board for upholding the traditions of VillageFest for the last 27 years, and you're doing a great job. So I appreciate that. Secondly, I'm on vacation right now, so I've been watching a lot of board meetings and city council meetings and so forth, and I noticed that Parks and Recreation, one of their very controversial issue is pickleball. And the village board has CBD oil. So I wanted to just review some of the things that happened when I was on the board with CBD. When VillageFest first started interviewing CBD vendors, we felt a bit uncomfortable when we learned that CBD is extracted from the cannabis. We initially felt uncomfortable approving CBD vendors. VillageFest learned that marijuana and hemp are both excellent sources of CBD as well as vitamins and minerals. VillageFest learned that CBD extracts from the marijuana plant contains 5 to 30% THC, that THC has a psychoactive properties that causes effects of elation and relaxation. VillageFest learned that CBD extract from the cannabis contains minimal TCH and by law only contain 0.03% to be considered hemp. In fact, the TCH levels in cannabis are what differentiates the hemp from marijuana. VillageFest learned that from the U.S. Farm Bill and the California Farm Bill legislation, industrial hemp can now be farmed in California legally. And this is something I just learned the other day. If a hemp crop is planted too close to a marijuana crop, the hemp pollen causes the marijuana crop by diluting the psychoactive properties of THC. On a personal note, with all this discussion regarding CBD, I started more research on CBD for the VillageFest board. I even went to the cannabis summit that was held at the Camelot Theater. I now can say I think I'm very knowledgeable about CBD and its benefits, its challenges, its properties, and its financial gains. I'm not an expert yet, but I'm working on that. In fact, I hope to be presenting a application to VillageFest sometime in the early part of 2019. Again, a little bit more about CBD. In the 1980s, the Reagan administration spent a lot of money trying to verify that marijuana causes brain damage. When these suspicions were proven false, the administration found several studies that lead researchers to the discovery of the endocannabinoid system in the human body. We really didn't talk too much about that in regards to, and that's really part of the main part of the benefits of CBD. Your endocannabinoid system relies on messengers and receptors to create and communicate between your body and your brain. This constant communication regulates and maintains the function of almost every system in your body: inflammation and pain perception, social behavior, mood regulation, stress and sleep, memory, and learning, functions of the immune system, and circulations and the digestive process.
Ron,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Did you want to wrap
Well,
it
I'll
up?
wrap up real quick.
Okay.
I would like to sometime meet with your subcommittee to review recommendations that I have because of the research I have and with my former experience. And again, it's with all the uncertainties, you have to really start doing research. I'm glad you continue with your subcommittee.
Thank you very much. That's terrific.
Very nice.
Let the record show that if the subcommittee would like to invite former member King to provide input as a citizen, they are welcome to do so. And I appreciate you coming by. You still should answer your phone.
Yeah, I miss all of you.
Okay. Are there any other public comments? Anybody want to yell at us today? We're not getting yelled at today. Okay. Board comments.
I have one.
Okay.
I want to thank Ron King for serving as long as he has on this board. He served most of the time that I've been on the board as the chair, and Ron recruited me and taught me a lot, and I want to thank you for serving and doing a great job, Ron.
I second that.
I was going to say, and I second that.
This has done a wonderful job as a board member and as chairman. So we owe you a lot. And I wish I could give you a raise and double what you were making on the board.
We could double that.
We double that. Twice 0 is 0. Do we have any correspondence? Oh, any more board comments?
Can I just say, and thanks for being a good friend to the city, a good friend to the mission here for sure, and really, thanks.
Any other board comments? Tina, do you have anything?
I agree with what.
Okay. How about you, ma'am?
Same thing.
Okay. All right. That's it for board comments. We have no correspondence, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The consent calendar can be approved. There are two items on it. One is the posting of the agenda. The other is the approval of the minutes of our last meeting. And if you recall, we didn't have a meeting last time. So can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar, or do we need to break them off? And whoever moves that can't vote on it if they weren't here at that meeting.
The only person who wasn't at our last meeing was Julie.
Okay, and Julie's not here.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent calendar.
Second, please. Second. Okay, Chris seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
It carries. Okay, got that out of the way. Okay, legislative actions. This is where all of you come in, and we're very grateful that you're here today, and we're going to try and keep this on pace so you'll be able to go home and eat dinner before 8 o'clock. These are vendor applications, and the first one is Primetime Philly. It's Derek Pine Food Service. Hi, Derek. Yeah, steak sandwich. He's a current vendor, and he's going to add chicken Caesar salad
Howdy.
and chicken fajita tacos. And I see you have helpers today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, good.
Sometimes I wonder who runs it and who tells who what to do. So.
Cute.
Okay, why don't you bring it over here? Give it to my friend Tina.
Hi,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank
I'm sorry.
I just messaged Julie to remind her
Oh, gosh, that smells good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
They're cut in
Yeah, in half, perfect.
in a fourth.
okay. Yeah, are there any napkins for us?
Mm.
Ooh, this smells good. I can smell the green peppers. That's my favorite part. Oh, here's forks, by the way. Why don't you get in front of the microphone? Right.
Yeah.
Prime
Phillies are
time.
going great down there. Everything's
Good,
working
good.
good. But what I did notice, I'm only getting like maybe a third of the crowd because I only do Phillies and chicken. So I feel I need to add something else to the menu with utilizing the stuff I already have to keep the overhead down. So that's kind of why I came with the steaks and the chicken. I think they'll work good.
Okay, I'm going to make a suggestion. I mean, it's entirely up to you. If you're serving anything hot, these forks are made out of polypropylene. They melt.
Gotcha.
I mean, they really get soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't recycle
Yeah,
them. But that's another story.
them won't be the ones we'll be using. That was just what I
Yeah,
had
okay.
on hand.
Okay. How about you, my friend? Do you have anything to add? Huh? Are you working it until school starts? Okay. Well, we're glad you're here.
All right.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments? No, their mouths are full of food.
Thank you.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to approve this addition?
I'll make a motion to approve this addition.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mara seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
It carries. I know. Okay. Great.
Okay.
See you down there.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see
Thank you
on
very
the
much.
street.
Okay, 5B is absent. Oh, Bill's Pizza, Palm Desert. William Tracy, come on up. I don't know, I have to figure that out. It's the same thing, right? Oh, okay. Hi, come on in.
Howdy, welcome.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, what took you so long?
Oh, we'll help you. We'll help you eat it. What the hell does he have?
Well, anyways,
Can you talk into the mic, Bill?
yeah, I'm William Tracy from
Yeah.
Bill's Pizza.
There is actually a bill.
Yeah,
Bill's Pizza.
yeah, and I have the proof right here.
Oh,
Aren't you sorry you asked?
Actually, the motto on there is kindness, helpfulness, and respect. And if me and my employees play that way, I figure it works pretty good.
Yeah.
So I brought. It's just like we sell at the restaurant, 5 different types of slices. It's the cheese, Charlie Sheen with tiger sauce. This one would be a rotating special.
Do you have the bada bing?
No, I don't. The Elton John and meat combo. And of course the pepperoni.
Okay, are you offering that to us?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
some,
well, let's,
spatulas and stuff. here,
yeah,
And plates.
okay, thank
can I
you.
ask what's the favorite?
You know, the favorite is the Elton John. pizza.
Is it really? What's on the Elton
When
John?
I first opened up Bill's Pizza in Prescott, Arizona, which I don't own any longer,
Uh-huh.
but that was the most popular pizza there also. And it kind of surprised me being a vegetarian pizza being the most popular.
So you're going to prep in Palm Desert rather than in Palm Springs?
Yeah, actually what we do is just like we do our slices is cook them about 90%.
Yeah, half bake.
We heat them in these little, looks like a Weber barbecue with pizza plates in there and can put it out pretty quick. at
All
high
good,
quality.
all good, okay.
Would anybody be interested in trying it?
Yeah.
You bet.
Say that pepperoni doesn't want to. And yeah, this is who would like a meat combo? Just pass them around. Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you still affiliated with the Palm Springs store? And if so, how? You own them both, okay.
But
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's enough.
we're not, we're
TMI.
using the kitchen in Palm
That's fine,
Springs.
that's fine, that's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
How long have you been in Palm Springs store?
Since 2010.
Is that right? I know.
It was a success from the day it opened. Right.
Yeah, no, this is what
Improving
oh,
it
gosh.
too, and just like underneath these things are crust savers, so like you take the pizza out of the oven and from the heat exchange to a aluminum pan and create condensation.
What do you cook your pizzas at, like 600 degrees?
550.
550?
Oh, really?
I was close.
And like a Naples style is
Yeah.
like at 800.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And cooks a lot faster. Ours, large in our oven takes 12 minutes.
This is excellent. Do you want meat one?
And also
Yeah, I'll take a meat one.
sourdough crust,
Thank you.
Like you see that,
What's sourdough? All of these?
they're all sourdough crust, and you see that.
They look
ads
fabulous.
On TV for the South Beach diet. Well, in the old days when it was a book, I did it, and one of the first carbs they would allow you to introduce into your diet is sourdough products.
Okay, this is what? This is
And
straight
so
cheese?
it has a low glycemic
prefer that.
index, like diabetics eat it without a blood sugar spike.
Okay.
I've tasted
All right. Does anybody have any questions?
I got more.
Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. We'll do. Any questions for Bill?
I don't have any questions, it's great.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's a
You know
great
what it's like?
concept.
It's like a back east pizza.
It is like a back east pizza, and that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Somebody took a bite out of that one.
Also,
I think Mar got that
we're
before.
gonna sell 4 salads too.
Tell me what they are.
Caesar.
All right.
Orange chipotle, candied pecan, feta almond cranberry, and a house salad and a Caesar. And Caesar's dressing is spot on. Finally, again, I go all the way to a farmer I know in Arizona to buy my garlic.
Really?
Oh, you make your own Caesar?
From the food service companies isn't really any good.
No, it's not. It tastes like it's pickled.
It's like,
Well, it's treated.
yeah. Actually, the garlic in this Caesar, I've never seen garlic with the green stems on it still.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I love garlic. Okay.
And I do
Well, these are
those
beautiful.
propylene forks.
When will you? What? Yeah, don't use those. When? And you can't recycle them either. These cannot be recycled.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes,
I-
polystyrene can, polypropylene. I ran a recycling program for the feds. When do you toss the salads? When do you add the dressing to the salads?
The only one we toss is the Caesar in the restaurant. Yeah,
Okay.
because,
You're doing it in the restaurant. Does that mean they're going to get soggy?
no, they won't get soggy until you put the dressing on.
Well,
Then it will.
yeah. Well, when do you put the dressing on? Is what I'm asking.
We usually don't, the customer cuts
Yeah.
it off.
Okay,
We give 'em a portion.
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, we give them a
Okay.
portion cut. The only one we toss is the Caesar.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, does somebody have questions? Choo, choo, choo. Okay, do we have any left for our guests? No, we don't. Sometimes I give you guys the extra food.
And also, it's just a real clean, easy operation. Like all the salads would be prepared like that at the Palm Desert restaurant. I'll
Right.
pick them up in the morning and.
And you've already gotten your Riverside County permit for your booth?
Yeah, and we also got page 2 signed on the application. And
Oh,
actually,
okay,
it
we're
turned
good?
out The inspector was the same inspector that had inspected Bill's Pizza Palm Desert a month ago, and it was 97, so.
Good for you. I'll come to your store. All right, somebody make a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to accept this vendor. Food is
Second?
good.
Okay.
Oh,
Moved, seconded, discussion?
I just have a question for
Yeah.
staff. I mean, where would we put them on the street? Because I know we don't want to put them near any of the stores that have pizza, correct?
Correct.
So you have a place? Okay.
Okay, I knew you would.
It would be nice if there was something open near Bill's Pizza. in that basic area.
Did you get lost or something?
No, I have a,
Oh,
I have a work
oh,
shirt on, and I didn't want my logo
No,
on
she'll-
TV.
she'll come in and yell at us.
Sorry, yeah, I should have just written my name, or
That's all right.
I was
I-
stupid.
I thought you were like, the kids on the
No.
airplane, that, they have
Yeah,
a-
in case you
Okay,
get lost.
In case you get lost.
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous, it carries.
Bill,
Welcome.
we'll see you on the street.
We'll see you down there.
Yeah.
And then when would I begin?
At the beginning.
Faith will begin you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
coming by, Bill.
Thanks for dinner.
Please.
Really, lunch
Okay.
and dinner here.
Jim Kidney, Thomas Whelan, Vintage Antique Galleries. Jewelry, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. Oh my gosh, you have two of
Hi,
you.
welcome.
Hello. You got all the loot. Of course, take your time. Take your time.
Oh, wait,
They are a Palm Springs merchant, but not a downtown merchant.
Technicality.
I'm just, no, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
But do we still have a vintage category, correct, under the new rules?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the problem. You like that, huh?
Very fancy.
Every day she looks like that.
Yes.
Nice salad.
Every day.
Did you see the file? Okay, we have to be out at 4:45, so we're gonna, and that's great, because I have to go get my tire replaced. I got a flat tire yesterday. Yeah, I know, 6 months, 6 months. Yeah, you guys can chit-chat. We don't have to see every single tchotchke. That's a great display.
Where do you have to be at 4:45?
That tire place.
Oh, I'm having trouble
Oh,
with cars.
What's it?
oh.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it sure is. Just talk and we'll listen.
No,
can't hear
it's
it
not
either.
on.
No, it's not on. Glad you said that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Jim Kidney, and this is Joe Hollanday. We are one of 40 vendors at the Antiques Gallery in the south side of downtown Palm Springs. We were one of the original vendors that opened when they opened up 5 years ago. So we've been at the gallery for a long time. We're one of 40 vendors that are in that spot. We started out earlier by going down to the street fair and taking a look. We had participated a couple years ago through the Antiques Galleries, and they had set it up on a volunteer basis. And the volunteer basis became kind of unwieldy because you'd have to sign up ahead of time. Some people would decide it wasn't convenient and they wouldn't show up, et cetera, et cetera. And so we went with Antiques Galleries, and we as a vendor are committed to doing the street fair every week with our merchandise. So then we went downtown and walked the street fair to see if our merchandise was compatible or different enough compared to what's downtown, because there's quite a bit of jewelry that's down there. And so we have three categories that we deal with. One is costume jewelry, which, just point out,
Okay.
costume jewelry. I guess we didn't
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
bling.
Okay.
The other area that we deal with is primarily in 925 sterling silver merchandise, both vintage and recent vintage, which is less than 5 years old. And we have a vendor that we can buy from with Bali artisan jewelry. And so to give you an idea, that's some of this is vintage silver. Some of these bracelets are from Bali. This is an antique bracelet with a gold wash on it. That's Native American. That's anyway. There's a anyway that type of stuff. And then the other category that we saw a complete void of, that we have quite a bit in our booth at the gallery that we do well with, is Native American jewelry. And so we have done some research. We just returned from a trip to the Midwest where we went through and met some vendors. We have a couple key vendors. One specializes in estate jewelry, which is more of the silver stuff, and the other one specializes in Native American. So I've brought in some of the Native American. A lot of it is rings and earrings, Native American, and things like these pieces are vintage. They're well over 50 years old, and we buy those. We shopped like 50. You want to pass it around?
Yeah, just a few things, just, not everything.
Pass that around if you want.
That's the Native American.
This is Native American.
Yeah.
Vintage Native.
Both.
Oh, that's Native American and vintage, or
No,
vintage?
Native American.
It's all
vintage.
Native American.
Oh, yeah, this is, you can tell it's vintage.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so, and our price points range anywhere from
Look.
maybe a low of $20 to $30, all the way up to just under $300. This piece here is a vintage squash blossom necklace that'll retail for about $250. But the core price points that we have are basically, I'd say $40 to $100, $120, $25, something in that range. I don't know what else
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
What pieces can you show me that you have made personally?
No, no,
Made?
Yes.
They're all vintage, and we don't make anything.
None of it.
Vintage.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Because he said it.
Okay, they're vintage or they're not vintage?
So they're vintage, and there's some that are recent vintage. Recent vintage meaning the vendor has things that are less than 5 years old. Vintage really refers to things that are 40, 50 years
50 years old or more, right?
Right.
Yeah, our rules, I think we went with 50, because we're all
50.
old. So, well, some of us.
Can't remember that far
Speak for
back.
yourself, I know.
So the idea was, the other vendors couldn't bring out lamps and furniture and things like that. It just became very unwieldy. And so to bring out small items, or to bring out smaller vintage things, or things like this, whenever we brought this stuff out, we did very well with it at the street fair. It just, these are...
Did you have anything else you wanted to talk to us about?
No, other than we represent the Antiques Gallery, so we're promoting the
they're
entire
promoting their
gallery.
business. Okay, so they're coming in not as a commercial, not as a
No.
downtown vendor, they're just coming in as a vendor. Okay.
How ma-
Okay,
I
I'm
have a
sorry.
question. How many of these items would not be classified vintage? How many approximately do you have in your collection?
In the collection, 10%.
Okay,
I mean, it's not a large amount.
okay.
Right, because see, we're running into a problem. You're coming in as a vintage vendor, so unless you're making those other products.
We make nothing.
No.
So
Yeah, I know.
there's two ways that you could sell jewelry at VillageFest. One is for it to be actually vintage jewelry, 50 years old or older, I believe is what it says in the rules, or to be the crafter of the jewelry yourself, which is generally what, most of the people that you see out there. So those are the two categories. So either it has to be made by your own hand, the hand of the person at the booth, or it has to be vintage. There isn't another category there. Unless you were located within the Business Improvement District, which goes from Ramon to Chiva. And then there are some other rules that have to do with that, but your business is not located in that
We're South Palm
defined
Springs
area.
on Industrial.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
I know, it's a very lovely store.
Yeah, thanks.
Super cool.
Thank you.
10% is not that much. So the question is,
10%.
would you be able to make this work if we said you're unable to sell those items that are not vintage, 50 years old or more? Would that throw a monkey wrench into your plan? Because that's the only way
Well-
we can approve you as a vintage vendor.
I wouldn't say it throws a monkey wrench into it. I think that it really limits the ability of us promoting the antiques galleries as well as having the right type of product for the downtown market.
Right.
So, I mean, we have, when we were there before, we did a lot in costume jewelry.
Right.
I can't tell you that it's 50 years old. It could be from, you know, 30 years
No,
old
no, no, I
or
understand.
whatever. I mean, I don't know that kind of stuff. To throw a little bit in the mix, one of the things that we looked at was we constantly get the male customer wanting to buy rings. And you look at vintage rings, and there are a lot of them are female rings.
Correct.
And so when we went to this vendor, you know, we bought, these are Zunis, this is Zuni, Navajo, and so on. We looked for things that could satisfy that male customer. We brought these in. These are a combination of types of bracelets just to test it to see what it is. Bali merchandise, I mean, this, I can't say this is 50 years old or the chain that I have on here is 50 years old, but it's definitely vintage. We find it in antique stores all over the country, well priced, and we bring it in and we sell this type of stuff very well. So to answer your question, I don't know if 10% really
Right, I'm just
throws you
throwing
out of
that
the ballpark or not, but for us to take the commitment and promote the antiques galleries for 40 other vendors, it has to be worthwhile for our
Of
effort as
course,
well as to
of course.
present it to the, and that was the problem before. You'd have vendors show up and then they'd say, well, I just don't feel like bringing out lamps or furniture or things like that. Next thing you know, that we wouldn't have anybody represented at the booth. And for us to commit long-term, that's what we're interested in. So I don't know if the 10% throws.
Well, why couldn't they just take the 10% out and make it all vintage and then promote their store from the booth? Can they do that?
Sure.
That's
they
what
can.
we were doing.
Well,
Okay,
Yeah.
so are you able to take out the 10% that you
You'd
know
have
for a
to do it,
fact
yeah.
is the stuff that you said, you know, it's not vintage? And would you have enough to,
Oh, we got two cases.
10%, it shouldn't be a problem.
you shouldn't be a problem?
No, we've got,
10% isn't very much.
no,
Say
we've
yes.
got,
Say yes.
yes.
Okay,
All right, we're helping you here. We're
I
helping.
mean,
we're trying.
I mean,
We're
to give you an
trying.
idea, this is not brand new, but I can't tell you if it's 50 years old or not. This was
Well,
bought in an antique store.
That is a problem, because we are here only to follow the rules put forward and agreed upon by the city council. And so there are the two things: either you handcrafted it yourself, or it's 50 years old and considered vintage. So if you can present a booth that is all vintage, then I would personally support you having a booth. If you can't do that, then it just wouldn't fit within the rules and regulations of VillageFest.
Let's
So,
see.
so, somebody want to make a motion?
Or, wait a minute,
You go ahead. Or, there's an or.
or,
I mean, we may have other vendors join us. We're the ones that are committed to doing this. We may have other vendors join us that have nothing but older
Well,
antiques.
they would actually have to come back before VillageFest to be approved as well. I mean, if you, yeah.
That'll never happen. They won't commit on a week-to-week basis.
Well, I'm sorry that's
Yeah,
a
I know,
problem, but.
that's the problem.
I mean, you know, we're trying to figure out possible
Yeah,
ways
work
that
with
we
us,
can
sure.
make
Work
this
with us.
work, okay?
or
So,
instead of, calling it vintage, or calling it vintage and keeping it really a vintage, and make this primarily like a information booth, like we
Well,
have, that's a different category.
what about
of course.
steampunk?
What?
Would it come under steampunk?
definitely.
I love that name. I love
I
the saying.
know. You can't call everything steampunk.
I know.
And we're definitely promoting the Antiques Gallery. We hand out these flyers to people, we ask them. if
Well,
they're interested.
promoting is one thing, selling is something else.
Yeah.
You can promote, that's not the problem. We're
Right.
trying to figure out a way that you can merchandise and market your items.
If you had other vendors that had vintage jewelry, though, and you were there representing vintage jewelry for the antique galleries, I mean, I think that would be okay. It's just, if you started adding other items, do you think that's accurate? I'm sorry, I'm just, it's an unusual situation right
Right,
now.
because the business is listed as the galleries. So, but the only things that they could sell would be items that the board has reviewed and
Right.
approved. So if you have reviewed and approved vintage jewelry, then yes, other
Okay.
vintage jewelers could come out from the gallery to
Yeah,
sell.
of course.
But if they came out with other people that are in their place that sell other vintage items,
They would
could
have
they
to come-
he-
they
yes,
could
but
come
if
to the
they
board,
came
yes,
here,
Yeah, we'd have
they
to
could
see it.
still be part of this
Yes.
booth,
Yeah, I
though.
don't
Yes.
see
Of course,
that
you'd have to
happening.
add that on as that.
Right.
You could
as
bring
that
They just
happened.
couldn't
bring
bring
this stuff
lamps
over.
and furniture out
If
to
they,
the street
if they
fair.
chose to.
Right.
Well,
But-
they might not choose to, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're just trying to let you understand what,
Sure.
what would be, the parameters here that you'd have to.
Okay, so we're at a decision point. Does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept Antique Galleries of Palm Springs into Village Fest with vintage jewelry as per the category and application.
I'll second that. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It carries. Welcome.
Okay.
The vintage stuff.
Thank you.
Faith will help you work through that. That's Faith.
Okay,
She runs the place. She
okay.
and Jasmine run the place. Right. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I looked at the
the
pictures of your
coolest
booth. It's
place.
very handsome.
Have you ever gone?
It's a nice booth.
Oh, it's so
Well,
cool.
and now that you've approved this, we want to add LED lighting to the booth.
Well, you go right ahead. We're real big into LED lighting.
I mean, we are going to make an investment in the booth on
Right.
top of what Antiques
Okay.
Gallery is going to do, so it'll be a nice looking.
I know. I know.
Great.
You guys know how to
We
merchandise.
will see you on the street then.
That's across from
Okay.
Pope's.
I know where it is. It goes in, right?
Yeah, just any place in the
Yeah.
middle there.
Into that store.
It'll
Two
fit.
stories.
Yes.
It's a fascinating
Oh,
building.
there you go. All right, thank you.
We've had, what, 3 months? It's already loose and
Yeah, oh, I know.
junk.
It's awful. Well, I have to tell you.
Okay, we're going to give them a minute or two to, yeah, eat some pizza. Oh, my God.
So
Oh,
good.
these salads look nice. It's got onions in them. I don't eat onions either. I love them, but I don't eat them.
Meat. Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
I like them with they're sauteed. Even in salad, if you saute, it takes that bitter, that bite out.
Yeah, it's just one of those things I have to take out.
No, then I smell like onions the next day.
Joy,
Yes, honey.
my friend was down in your store Sunday.
Ooh, really? Did they get a reading?
Yes, and she could not stand herself. She's gonna be 90. And the guy told her
Our
she'll
next
live 12 more
is Baby Latois, Nancy Watkins. Come on up, Nancy.
Not Jane Sheldon?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jane. Jane, I am sorry. I'm not following my own agenda. I got to get my Costco glasses. Jane Sheldon's art. Where's Jane? There's Jane. Hi. I see that. Do you belong to the union?
Yucca Valley.
Oh my gosh, you came all the way down the hill for a, oh, that's gorgeous. I know. This is acrylic canvas and original oil paintings, right?
Yeah,
Acrylic. Gosh, they're gorgeous. The colors are stunning. So,
it's oil painting.
okay, if you can
So I
talk
have-
into the microphone, you don't, just talk into the microphone.
Sorry.
so That's all right.
You can carry it around with you.
Or you don't have to if you don't want.
I have the photos that I painted these off of.
Good. Let's see a couple. Let's just see one.
I took the photos so
Okay.
you can see they're nowhere like the, you know.
Uh-huh. Where were those taken? Up the
This-
hill, high
is-
desert?
Yeah, Joshua Tree.
Yeah, that's what I
This
thought.
is Borrego,
Uh-huh.
and that's
Was that Borrego like in the spring when the
Indian
wildflowers come out?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to paint something like that, my dear?
That probably took, this is like about 3 weeks.
Oh,
This is, yeah.
Talented people.
Forever.
Okay. Can I see the file? File, ladies.
A couple of years ago, when we were living in Central Beach, Jane did a weekly at the beach street type of fair, and that's when we started to do prints of her work. And
Yeah, I was the top.
So what are
seller
the
now.
sizes that you're planning to display?
So this is 16 by 20, 11 by 14, and I don't know what that size is.
Okay.
Small, medium, large.
These are cute. Really pretty.
Is it 5 by 8?
This woman has talent. Sunflowers.
And Jane does all the photography herself. When she takes a picture, like that she showed you, and then she also photographs her paintings and then photoshops them.
Kind of cheap.
The animal shots are fabulous.
Oh my goodness. What? I see that. That's incredible. Yes, your vineyard.
That's popular up in San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
And this, for instance, with, you can't see wood.
That's 194 on that. This size is 140. The smaller prints are 10.
And 20.
The medium ones are 20.
Yeah.
And the larger ones are 40.
Jane, where do you get your pictures of the animals?
You know what, the picture of the animal was, it's years and years ago I did that. That was a photo I had. It just nothing that was,
Wonderful.
thank you. So should we send this around? Oops, that's not.
This booth picture here, did you set that up just for this? Because it doesn't, did you set that up just for this package? The picture of the booth?
Oh,
It looks like you maybe just did it just for this? Yeah,
we were improvising what we had before.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine.
And it's a nighttime event, so, you know, you need lights and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Lights.
Okay. Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay.
An electrician.
Yeah, who doesn't need an electrician?
Okay.
Does anybody have questions? You have any questions,
I
Tina?
do not. No.
Laura?
Beautiful work, though, I must
Okay.
say.
Anybody?
Very beautiful. I do have a question. Are you,
Yeah.
are you putting in for all year round or half the year? Or? Okay.
See what happens. Let's see what happens. I think they're well priced. And I think they're going to do well.
Yeah, they are well priced.
Oh, I think so too.
Okay, somebody would like to make a motion.
I'll make a motion
That-
that we accept Jane into our Village Fest.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion?
Oh, thank you.
Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. It carries. Welcome. We're
Welcome.
glad to have you.
Thank
We
you.
will
Beautiful,
see you
thank you.
two on the
Beautiful,
street.
beautiful paintings.
I'm excited.
Great work.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I
welcome.
appreciate that.
Beautiful.
Nancy. Come on up.
Oh, baby stuff.
Baby Latois. Nancy Watkins, Arts and Crafts. These are custom onesies, hats, booties, and sets. Oh,
Can I take care of them?
yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Julie's on vacation, she'll be back
Her
Friday,
name is Harley.
Thank you.
but she should have called.
What a great name. She's, did she call out?
Oh,
No.
Did you call?
Okay, okay. Okay. Thank you. Well, at least you got an email.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hi.
thank you. I'm Nancy. I've just recently relocated to Cathedral City. And
Yeah.
I think you have, my letter of intent pretty much describes everything that we, our business. But I would like to add that we are all about babies. We are baby gifts. Let me see, I had a whole spiel, but I just can't remember. Anyway, the only thing my partner and I don't do is cut and sew this product, but we have developed everything else, every aspect of it. The fabric.
Take the mic with you, honey, on your hand.
Oh.
Can you take it off of there?
Sure.
Perfect.
Sure. So it's organic cotton that we researched throughout Asia, and it's kind of hard to do this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'll
just
tell
put
you
'em
what, I'll
down,
give you
put 'em
this.
down.
So
Yeah.
we started out with a short sleeve, and then added long sleeve to it. But I also brought in the art pieces. We are basically wearable art, all about babies. So here you go. You can do that. And how we would do this, we also have. Sorry. We could do.
That's probably, fabric is beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
It's pre-shrunk,
Uh-huh.
brushed, and we made the specs a little bit larger so the baby could wear it a little bit longer. We only do 2 sizes, 3 to 6, 6 to 12. And we started out with zodiacs. We thought it would be good grandma bait or anti-bait, you know, this type of thing, where you get a onesie with a zodiac, and then,
Do you want me to pass these?
No, we don't need.
No, we don't, that's,
that's, okay,
We're good.
okay.
these are fine.
And then the booklet is translated in English, French, and Spanish, which we translated ourselves. The characteristic of whatever sign the baby is born. And then if people don't, we found that people aren't, everybody's not everybody is in zodiacs. So we could either do classic gift sets, or we have other art that my partner has come up with, just our little 3 dots. We have another artist, Richie Leal out of Seattle. This, and then, this is from my partner here, classics. And then we are starting out with our little personalized position. My nephew just had a baby and he's named him Bear, good God. So, I know. But anyway, we're doing a personalized
That's cute.
segment now. And then we also have our little zodiac booklets that we can sell separately. We've made up our own little congratulations gift. And then we have little hats and hoodies.
Okay, of those, who sews them together? Who stitches them? Do you?
Oh, right, no, we.
You don't do that, okay.
We have, I've been in the apparel business for a long time. And, this is done in Asia. It's done in a RAP certified factory, one of the highest.
Okay, okay, I get it. What do you do for these? Do you design them?
My partner and I do everything else.
What is
We
everything
have-
else?
Everything else is specifying the fabric that we're looking for, which has to be knitted up, which we go through that.
Right,
But,
right.
Okay, so we research the fabric, we have designed the spec. Let me see how this-
I saw the one.
Okay, yeah.
So you
And then we
designed
put
the
whole
shape and the
packaging-
size?
Yes.
Okay.
And we do some of the artwork, not all of the
Okay,
artwork.
sure.
We do our own website, we
Can
do
you show me some of the artwork that you have done or that you have
Yes.
designed?
And what
It's
percentage does she
this
do there?
Yeah, we're getting to
and
that.
this,
Uh-huh.
these. Oh, I
Don't hit,
lost
that's
that.
all right, as long as you don't hit my pizza.
Okay.
Okay, so you drew this or you designed
Yes,
it?
my partner has done that, yes.
Okay.
Right. And then, and I did this.
These are nice bags.
So,
Oh, yeah,
but we
Bear.
do all the packaging ourselves, we've designed our labels, we've.
Okay.
And we do our own flyers.
Okay. Let's start with Chris. Do you have any questions or comments?
I think we're going to have a hard time getting to the 75% handmade criterion that is established for goods that are on the street. That's my concern.
Okay. Dottie, did you have any?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
What percentage of the artwork do you do?
I don't do
Okay, you don't do it.
Okay, but somebody does. Your partner does?
Yes.
And does your partner, what percentage of the artwork does
Yeah,
your
what
partner do?
She does 50% of it, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, so the fact that we have developed this ourselves doesn't weigh in?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Beautiful stuff.
The stuff is gorgeous. That's not the issue. The issue we have is it has to be 75% handmade, and that whoever makes it needs to sell it. We go through this all the time with the jewelry. So I have my own opinion on it, but I want to hear from all of you.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
it's beautiful product. It really is. And
gorgeous.
you've done a good job. You know, it is difficult.
Right.
You know, but somebody like COD, you would have a great
COD,
market
they
there.
would take you like
It's
that.
unfortunate, but the rules are, you know, we're pretty strict with that, the 75%. That would mean if you were sewing that and cutting it out, then it's another story, you know.
I'm
so
not
that-
seeing that
no,
you're
which is
contracting it out.
Unfortunately, but it's beautiful work.
It
and
is gorgeous.
Beautiful idea.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, there would even be, there would even be other things, like if each piece was hand-painted and the garment became the canvas or
But a lot of it would
something
have
like
to
that,
That's
but,
what's happening that's what's happening with the personalization.
but you're not making it either
Yes,
way.
I'm doing that.
So the personalized stuff,
what
specifically,
I'm doing.
you are making,
50%.
would you be making that at the booth?
Like the bear, you made that. You took the product and you added that art or whatever it is.
So
Those
that's what-
types of things would be acceptable.
Okay.
But the question is
Is it
do you-
enough?
Is it enough of your product line that you can make it viable?
Well,
That's up to you. I mean, we would welcome that. I would support that.
would I be able to sell the other items?
No.
No.
Oh,
That's where we're running into a problem. I think that you might be better off, quite honestly, College of the Desert, because they don't have all those restrictions.
okay.
And they have a very good audience there.
But it's beautiful. Your work.
Stuff is beautiful.
It really is.
We love it.
Sorry.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for
tried.
coming.
Okay, thank you for coming. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Still need to vote on it.
Oh.
Do we need to take a vote? All right, somebody make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we don't accept this vendor based on the fact that it does not meet the criteria set forth by the city council.
Okay, I second. All in favor?
Aye.
It carries. Okay, where are we? Sheila B. Jewelry. Sheila Heatherly. Sheila's sitting way in the back.
She's from earthquake country, Landers.
I know.
So was
Where you,
And
yeah,
all those aftershocks.
I know. Sheila brought help with her.
Hi,
Hi there.
welcome.
This is jewelry, earrings, and necklaces.
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Oh, it's beautiful stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
Woo. Fun.
My goodness.
Yeah. Take the mic, Sheila, right out of the holder there, and then you can speak. Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you all.
Welcome.
Thank you. So this is my jewelry line, Sheila B. Jewelry. I've been in business about 11 years now, going on 11 years. I hand make my rings, and I design all of this jewelry. The only thing I really have produced are my beaded earrings in Bali, and then I hand make all my feather earrings. I put these together. Then I'll get like little things from different vendors, like like these little cactuses. I also have come up with some like unisex, so for the men in Palm Springs.
There's plenty.
A lot of crystals, a lot of magical stuff is what I use. Yeah.
And the chain, Sheila, you buy?
I buy the chain.
You buy
Yeah,
the chain.
I buy the chain. I have a vendor I work with. It's all a brass base with a heavy, heavy layer of real 24 karat gold, so it doesn't easily turn and tarnish. It's actually the best quality.
You assemble.
I assemble all of it.
You assemble
yes.
all of these.
100%. It's all
Okay.
me. I don't have anyone that I
Do
work
you
with.
do any work on the stone, or do you just buy it and you put it on? Is there anything that's required of you? With
I
regard to
actually
carving it, or
No, not on the stones. I send the stones out and get the gold electroplating done. I don't actually do that myself.
Sure.
I do hand make the rings though myself, and I send that out also though to get the gold on there. I have some samples of the silver. It's in here.
Can you tell me though, like on a piece like this, so you're making the setting, right? It's a custom setting? I mean, yes or
No,
no?
I'm sending that out and getting it gold electroformed on those
Okay.
pieces.
So what part of this do you make?
I go to Tucson and I pick out the stones and I send them out and get the gold electroplating. But I assemble all the chains together. I do hand make all of the rings, so that's my handmade.
Yeah, the rings are.
And then I put the feathers with the glue, and I design these.
when you say you design them, do you actually
Yes,
twist them
so like
together? And
this physically, like I put this together with
And who makes that?
me.
She does.
You do.
Yeah, I
So
make
you
it.
sit there
I make it. The only thing I don't
help.
do is the gold electroplating because I
That's a
don't.
whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. Yeah.
Let me, I'm a little confused. On that board right there, everything on that board, you don't assemble, you make. Is that correct?
So I assemble it. So like these, the stones are all electroformed, but then like these I get from a vendor, the hoops. But then certain things I make myself. Like I made these.
When you
These
say
ones?
make, do you shape the
Correct.
metal?
I shape the metal.
How much
Shape the
on that
metal.
board that you do that type of making?
Well, I did these,
Uh-huh.
the moons. I did these, these top parts here, and then everything else is. And these I actually designed myself. I had with a metal wax carving, and then I had these produced.
Okay.
And the feathers obviously are.
And over here, it's the same situation?
Let's
How-
see.
Feathers are glued, like she said.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah.
But those
Yeah, and I
beaded-
put these together, but the beaded I didn't put together.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would say definitely 75% of what I do is made by me, for sure.
Well, there's two different, 75% is handmade, but the issue is not that. The issue is, of each of those products, are they or are they not at least 75% handmade? And it appears that some of them are definitely
Yeah.
75%, and some of them are definitely
The ones
not.
that are definitely handmade, the ones that you assemble, that's another whole story.
Right,
That's-
just put-
Assembly does not fit into our
No,
criteria.
I wish it did.
So something like this too, though, is like, I carved this and had it, designed it, but like to have it do everything myself would take forever. So, you send out and get help.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion.
Unfortunately, if you were to have a booth with just your handmade, that would really limit you, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, I feel like it is handmade. I mean, you're saying because like the hoop I made, I didn't personally make. You know what I mean?
Putting beads on a necklace or a toe ring is,
But
for
also-
us, it's work, it's beading, but it doesn't meet our 75%
Yeah.
criteria. I'm not comparing your stuff to beads on a toe ring, but I'm using that as the extreme example.
Right.
So the conundrum that we have is, I would like to approve your handmade items, but I would have a problem approving those items that you assemble, but you don't do anything else to.
Well,
That's where we're at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as, you know, it's obviously a line I've done for 12 years to
No, I
and
know that's
created.
beautiful. It's beautiful
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
The rings are gorgeous. I would have no problem with the rings.
Oh, no, the rings are totally
The
good.
work you do on those rings, you know.
Yeah.
The
work-
hammering.
That's, comes in under the 75%. So
Right.
See the difference?
Yeah. No,
And
I
obviously
understand.
the earrings and the feathers and all, I mean,
I mean, the
you
jewelry's
you put that
beautiful.
together. It's all beautiful. It's
Yeah.
just that
Assembly is.
assembly by itself is not enough, doesn't kind of meet that criteria. So what do we want to do,
Well,
guys?
I think it depends on how much, excuse me, how much of your jewelry that you, like your rings, that you can say, I do make it 75%, not assembly.
Right.
Designing it and then sending it out, making.
I think a lot of the issue here too is like some of the things that she does is not represented. A lot of it is with bone and other earth elements that she does literally make by hand.
That I carve and,
Oh,
and
but
you know.
you didn't bring any.
No.
You didn't bring any,
'cause
and we
this-
don't-
She has an
Yeah.
application
Yeah.
that's on her online store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the chains, you know, we just can't have, because our other vendors go by our rules, and,
I'm curious on that. I know
Yeah.
that we have a friend, Dan Davis, Al-Useek is his jewelry line, and I think it's kind of similar to what we're doing here.
Well,
I don't.
He well
sure
he
he went
hand
through the
he
same
hand
process.
he hand makes everything, but then he has it made. You know,
Well,
it's
then
not.
we'll have to go check out
We'll
his
have to
booth.
check 'em out.
Because that would not be within the rules and regulations. And
Okay.
so
We
when
do
people
check.
come here and we do try to go by these rules and regulations that the city council has assigned the task to us, sometimes people later, they bring other things to their booth.
Right, right.
But, and that's why we have a compliance committee.
Yeah, totally.
To check on that. And, you know, the thing is, we have an event that happens 51 times a year.
I know.
in the
I'd wanna be a
middle
part of
our
it.
Business district, right?
It's
in the
so
middle of our
awesome.
business
For
district.
27
And so
years.
I
these rules
know.
are very important because, of course, the business district wouldn't really like the event quite as much if it just had a lot of competition. So the
Right.
idea is that if you handcraft that yourself, then you are unique enough that it could be on the street without causing any sort of a negative impact to the businesses that are down there.
Right.
So that's why we try to, that was where those rules originated.
Right. Yeah.
So we're just trying to
I mean,
fit with them.
If you can come up with a quantity of the type of work you did in the rings, then it would be okay, but, you know, I don't, that's for you to.
Right, because
Right.
I think we could probably vote to approve you for the items that are handmade. The question is,
Completely handmade.
completely handmade, do you have
Right.
enough to
Right.
do a
Do you have
booth?
enough?
With the feathers and the bone items and the rings, I think that.
Do you have enough?
At least, 60%.
I honestly don't know if I have enough. I mean, I would have to take some time to like really
Well, why don't we do
put
this?
it together.
Would the board consider approving her pending, her letting staff know that she has enough inventory that they can assign a
Give you time
space?
to check out your inventory.
I'd
Yeah.
consider
Let's-
approving.
Let's
Yeah.
approve the handmade items.
Approving the handmade items, and they don't have to
And
come
then you,
back.
and then you can decide whether you're
Just
gonna come
approve
on.
the handmade stuff.
Right, make a
So we
motion,
got you
somebody.
halfway.
I'll make a motion to approve Sheila B. Jewelry for handmade jewelry items with the understanding that you get what we're saying.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
It's beautiful
Second?
work.
Thank you.
And if it doesn't work out here, COD is a
Second.
great
I will
market.
second this.
What's
Thank you.
COD?
Okay, all in favor?
Oh, College of the Desert.
Aye.
Oh.
Okay, it carries.
you.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you so
thank
much for your
you.
time, everybody.
Oh, thanks for coming by.
Take your time, and then we'll see you on the street. How's that? Okay.
We have 8 minutes left, so
Approval for Thursday night.
Oh,
Well, we,
Here, call Faith
Talk
in the
to them.
morning. Call Faith in the morning.
I don't know if Faith is a room.
it's a room at the end.
Just a little joke.
Okay, we're going to buzz right through the next two. I want to get them through. So while they're cleaning up, I'm going to invite Keith Bronston. Where's Keith?
No, what
No,
about Jen?
Maria.
What about Maria?
Where?
Maria, number 5.
Oh, Maria Nicodemus. I'm sorry, Keith.
Oh,
I
8.
screwed up. He's got all kinds of things going on. Hi,
Welcome.
Ginger Eyes.
I don't want
Santa
to.
Clarita,
I don't want
guys.
to rush
know.
the board along, but there is a meeting that
Yeah.
is
Oh,
going
heavens.
to start at 5:00 in this room. Yes. So if we
Okay.
could be efficient with our
Okay,
time, we'd
let's
appreciate it.
Let's do it. Give
Nice
us,
to have you.
okay.
My name is Maria, and I make all of the pillows, starting from the drawing of the dogs, and I make every single something.
Okay. Pillows, do you have an example of the tote bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And show me a bandana and a bow tie if you have one.
yeah, we just see it.
Just one,
No,
just one.
yeah.
Just one, just give us some.
are you the artist?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm a designer
gonna
and
be
an
easy.
artist.
They're cute.
I make every single pillow and I draw every single dog. So I have about, at this point, I have about 50 different breed of the dogs.
Wow.
And I also custom, if someone gives me a picture, I can draw the dog and then
Oh,
print
like
it
a
on the
special
pillow.
order.
Yes, a
Uh-huh.
special order.
Nice.
And
And a bow tie?
oh yeah.
Can I ask, do you make the little purses also?
Yes.
Do you sew them yourself?
Yes,
Oh
all
my
by
God.
myself.
Just darling.
Yes.
This is a single artist making.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
Yes, you could tell that.
Yeah.
This is darling.
Oh, how fun.
Truly darling.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we can get to discussion. I'm going to make a motion that we
Okay.
accept this spend.
Wait, this is fine.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, discussion?
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Different. And I love dogs because I've got dogs.
I know you do.
And you had a pug, so I'm all for it, right off the bat.
Anybody else have any comments?
It's very beautiful.
Oh, no. Okay.
All in favor? Aye, it carries. Okay, thank you very much. I don't mean to give you short shrift, but it's so obvious that you make these. You should happy.
Yeah, yours was,
Right.
see how easy it goes when
Right.
you hand make
Right.
it.
Do you sell at any other fairs?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Great.
I only started this last year, starting to do some shows.
Oh.
Okay.
I was just mostly sell online.
Okay, Joshua Tree National Park.
And
Thank
No,
you.
now you need Keith.
so now
Right.
you're,
Faith.
Yes.
Why am I? I'm one off.
He's always one off of something. So
I'm
now we
one
got
off.
everybody coming up.
Keith,
your work
where's
is
Keith?
beautiful, my dear. We'll see you on the street.
Right.
Okay.
Joshua Tree
Right.
out.
As a former Fed, I am impressed that 4 of you showed up.
But these are the Joshua Tree guys. and
I know.
Keith was supposed to come before that.
Right.
We missed him.
I missed him.
We were just rude last
I know.
time, so slow it down. Come on.
And he's right there.
Everyone's
Keith, I'm
chit-chatting
sorry.
when the people are presenting.
Do you mind if? Go ahead. Okay. My federal partners.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Keith.
Thank you. So we are here to represent Joshua Tree National Park and the Mojave Desert Land Trust, as well as the 2 national monuments, Santa Rosa and San Jacinto National Monument with the BLM.
welcome.
We are looking to provide an informational table at the fest.
Okay.
Looking to do outreach, letting people know what our public lands are, also recruiting for volunteers.
Going to do both, recruit for
Yes.
volunteers and be informational.
Mhm.
Great. Well, thank you for coming down the hill to to be with us.
Will
Does-
one of the four of you be at the booth, or the?
I live here in Palm
Oh,
Springs,
okay.
so on Thursday nights I can pop by.
Okay,
It's not
good.
not
Right.
a-
Okay.
And then we
Okay.
also have a very large interpretive staff that I bet we could probably tap
Mhm.
into and ask them to come down the hill as well.
Right.
Okay, great.
I spent my whole government career working across street from the Department of Interior, so
Oh,
I
the
know.
main building?
I know exactly what you do.
Fantastic.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for our friends from up the hill? Okay, somebody want to make a motion?
We accept this video?
Okay, any second?
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for helping us
thank you.
broaden
Yeah.
the
Oh,
community.
people will be excited.
We'll see you on the street.
All right, looking forward to it.
Okay, great, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And Keith, my apologies to you, he's been waiting so patiently.
And
and
we've called
I
him
don't even
wrongly
have a
twice.
piece of pizza for you. He has handmade lamps.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness, they are
Does he
gorgeous.
Ever. Oh,
Those
how
are cool.
fun.
I know.
So these are
Welcome.
pieces that I actually make,
Yes.
construct from parts. They're made from 3 or 4 different types of components. The gears are usually automotive gears that I buy and I weld together, combined with plumbing pipe, which is actually new off the shelf, and then other found parts, such as the gauges. The gauges and the meters are vintage.
I see that.
The older the better, in my opinion, because for the artwork on the front. I don't use anything that's plastic. I use high-quality electrical parts, porcelain
Are
sockets.
those
in
real
this case.
bulbs?
These are real bulbs.
I've never seen a bulb that's
Yeah.
that big.
I don't make the bulbs, but
No,
they're
that's fine.
yeah. People ask me all the time. They think I make the bulbs as well.
Is he, now that's steampunk, isn't it?
It's not.
I don't refer to it as
He
steampunk.
wants steampunk. You
Yeah,
can
there's a
tell.
lot of confusion, and I think
at his
that there's a lot of
applications.
similarities. So people don't quite understand the difference. And I've talked to steampunk artists, and they agree
Yeah,
with
I
me
know.
that this is similar but not quite the same. This doesn't have the element of Victorian technology that it would have if it were technically considered steampunk.
Well, they're beautiful.
Thank
They're
you.
They really
very
are.
unusual, really unique, totally
Somebody,
handmade.
somebody want to make a motion?
Well, I'm curious because
Yeah.
I didn't read the rest of it. What would that cost?
My prices are always flexible. Depends on how they're paying and how much they're buying. In this case, I would ask $275.
Okay.
And on this one, $185.
They're both
And my
beautiful.
prices always include a set of light bulbs as well.
Very nice. Motion, anybody?
I'll make a motion that we accept this vendor.
Okay, okay.
Very
Discussion?
different.
Very different. All in favor?
Aye.
That carries.
We will see you on the street.
All that long wait.
And my
we had.
apologies
Very
for
good.
switching the order. What?
First and second.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Keith, you'll drive down from Los Angeles on Thursday nights?
Correct.
Oh,
Right now.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have
No
15
unfinished
minutes.
business, no new
Let's not talk
business.
about CBD today.
we apologize, we have a staff error. We missed one vendor, SoCal Electric Bikes.
Well,
So we would
my
like to
goodness,
have
how
them
could
come
that
before the
ever
board.
happen?
I was wondering.
I don't know how we did either with that shirt. Come talk to us.
We rode all the way up here.
That's
on
not a
our bike.
problem.
Seriously, we did actually. It's in that little bag right there.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, okay.
We.
Who are you?
What we do is we've been at the College of the Desert for the past 4.5 years, but we just opened up a store right down the street from Bill's Pizza, so kind of know where that's at. But this is kind of an informational thing that we want to get out because of the health involved with what we're doing. We sell mobility scooters, we sell electric bicycles.
Oh, that's, okay,
And
yeah.
we have this little thing in here that David's going to open up for you here in just a minute. And we also give tours. David just passed out some tours that we give to the Living Desert and things like that.
So,
we charge
excuse me,
for it.
But so are you in the plaza? Is that where?
No,
you're
we're on
located?
Highway 111 next to Lady Golf in Palm
Oh,
Desert.
Palm Desert.
We're not
Okay.
we're not on El Paseo. We're
Okay.
on 111.
Yeah, that's fine.
So anyway, when David opens that up,
So
that's a bike.
it folds, and this is, I'll pass that around.
Yeah, that's the brochure that we've got. This little jobby here is about 24 pounds, and it fits in that backpack. And it goes about 10 miles on a charge, about 15 mile an hour.
it's
Takes
an
about 2
e-bike?
hours to charge. So
It's an
that's kind of
electric
something.
bike?
It's actually you don't pedal it.
Yeah, you just ride
Oh,
it.
it's a scooter.
Yeah, but we have electric
Oh, it's a
bikes
scooter or a
and
bike?
Mobility scooters.
This is considered a bike, believe it or not, because it's
Because I
two-wheel.
have an electric bike and it folds, but it would not fit in there.
So, yes, we have those too. We have the electric fold-ups, we have all kind of those things. So we want to just, we're promoting our product, we're promoting our new location. We have a brick and
So are you
mortar
planning
store.
on selling there, or you're
Information.
just
No, we're
only
just
promoting?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
Informational.
don't know what category,
Commercial.
Commercial
okay.
vendor.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
that sounds like a plan.
not commercial vendor, just commercial,
Yeah, I
right?
wanna-
Because
Can
a
I
vendor, they
ask
Yes.
sell.
price of something
They
like
don't
your
sell.
fold-up bike here, this one?
This one here?
Oh my gosh, it's just terrific.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
I like the color too. That's my
They come in
favorite.
green, white, black.
Yeah.
Let's,
Solid
we're
for-
losing it
okay,
here.
let's-
All right.
come on.
Did you have anything else for us?
No,
Did
that's,
you have anything else for
Not
that?
any questions?
Any questions?
No, it's pretty self-explanatory.
I think so.
We're not selling there, but
No, I
you can
know.
come to, you can come to our store, that's fine.
I'm going to ask you because I don't want to know where to get batteries from.
Okay. Somebody would please make a motion.
Make a motion to accept the sender.
Thank you, Chris.
I'll second it.
Okay. Chris and Dottie, discussion, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It carries.
We will see you on the
Right,
street, guys.
right. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Faith will give you the info.
Faith will take care of you. Okay, do we have anything else, Jazz?
So we have to do the public comments.
Okay,
thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
See you there.
Right, we're gonna do public comments. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to make a public comment? Okay, hearing none. Any board comments?
Nope.
Okay, subcommittee reports, compliance?
I would like to see if the board would allow us to postpone the remainder of this agenda so that we can allow the next board meeting to set up.
Absolutely, yeah.
I deeply apologize for the
Then
rush.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
But we will make sure we get this onto the next agenda.
You smell the pizza? Okay. I want a
Do you
motion
need a
to
motion on
adjourn.
that? Well,
Yeah.
do you need a motion?
We need a motion
To do, not what you just said?
I'll make a
We'll
motion
just add
to
it to
adjourn this meeting.
Okay, I'll second. All in favor?
Thank you
Aye.
We
very
adjourned
much.
at 4:49 PM.